Alrighty. And we are in. Just making sure everything's all set up and good to go. Alrighty. Sound? Yeah, I think we're in. I think we're good to go. I'll swap over to that one. Keep an eye on that and there, and there we go. Everything's looking good. I'm so sorry, by the time I actually got back, I did have a check of your stream on your link and everything, and it said you were offline, so I did try, I swear. But it's good to have you here, so I will try my best to be able to catch you on the next one. I am going to be home Tuesday through Thursday, in fact actually Tuesday through the rest of the week after that, so if you are planning on streaming at any point in those times, I will definitely try and catch you on those ones. But no, I was unfortunately out of the house at the time. I've had a few prior commitments, which is why I'm a little bit slow on the content side of things recently, so... But that's what we're trying to fix today. We're going to sort out a lot of things. How was your stream anyway? Gonna test this one out. Don't think MP collector is needed though. Luna boards for 5 hours. Jesus. Did you actually manage to get to the end and figure out what you were going to do and everything like that, or...? Entered at top 15. Wow. Hold on. I'm going to see this for myself. Wow, 12-second kills. Oh, there you are. Ah, you've been pushed out of the top 15, unfortunately. I think once I've got my Luna done now, I will actually try and push up these leaderboards. I know essentially what's needed, but I know there's been a lot of information floating around of all the testing of what actually to do with like piercing light and ATAMs and which one's the best in slot and what mods actually carry over, what's do, what don't, everything like that. So there's definitely a lot of going on around that. I'm pretty sure people will start pushing closer up to here, but actually you can click on people's things now, can't you? Just to be able to... Just him, Cirque, yeah, that's pretty bog standard stuff, that makes sense. Oh, let's stop by the stream. Oh wow, fair enough. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have a tech skill power increase max. I don't have a good one of these. I have a middling one, but I do have a... all that bit. Yeah, this all makes sense. Quite surprised that MP, but I suppose if you're not going for like the full duration, if you are trying to get a 12-second kill, then I suppose you don't need maximized duration. That makes sense. He's working on the gun build. Ah, fair enough then. I'm 100% interested in that, to be fair. Special sight, I've heard that I've got that slotted in. Currently I've been doing up my piercing light instead of my ATAMs, but I suppose I could actually start leveling that up a little bit more, just to really kind of help that one. Yeah, instead of gun barrel, because you don't want to hit your fire rate, that all makes sense. Yeah, it all looks like generic kind of like stuff by the looks of things, so that makes sense. What do they go for? Crit damage and Colossus. Fair. I like the skin as well. That's quite a nice look. What tuning did they go for? Wow, they went for the resist. That's kind of interesting. I wasn't really expecting that to be the top choice. Fair enough. I'm going to pull some crazy stuff out of nowhere. Well, I suppose if anyone can do it, then I suppose it's going to be Alice. I'm pretty sure I've seen them top of leaderboards before and everything like that, so I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. I do like this new feature, the fact that you can... The fact that I can go check out your own build as well. Go, oh, where you been going wrong? Yeah, that all makes sense. Oh, 100% resist is going to be better than defense neutralization. Yeah, defense neut is doing absolutely nothing for your resistance shred when it comes to non-attribute, so that does make sense. Yeah, it's all book standard stuff. Oh. I suppose that doesn't really matter too much. That makes sense. Fair enough. That looks good. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure that matches what my board is. If not, there's like a slight difference with the duration or something along those lines. It's very, 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 very similar. So, but no, fair enough. Fair play to him. I'm sorry. I'm kind of surprised that the. I mean, like I said, I haven't done any testing myself, but I'm kind of surprised that the resist shred is actually better than the going for the raw skill power, or even going for the. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Going for the crit just to be able to make it a little bit more consistent. I mean, obviously the crit's not doing anything for you in terms of like increasing your damage, but I suppose it's making it a bit more likely that you are going to crit. But this is just my mobbing anyway, so obviously that would then get shifted to there if it was for the bossing. But along the same kind of lines. I've got a lot of farming to do really, so it's RNG, so be warned. Yeah, that makes sense. I assume it's like the crit farming, like they did with like the Kyle 1 second kill and stuff like that, so that does make sense. It's fine. It's all good fun. I can get rid of my artistic build though, because God, apparently that's awful. I've been out of the loop for like 2 days in a sense, and need to find more of those boxes. Yeah. Or are you around at the moment? I'm planning on jumping into Axion, so if you want to, we can go. I want a bit of a mess around with all the Lepic kind of builds and everything like that I've currently got going on, so, I mean, if you're around, I'm more than happy to, if we're going to be blasting the same kind of content. Don't know what I'm going to do with MP Collector, though. 50 odd runs and you only broke 20 seconds once. Wow. I suppose that means that if you do break that 20 seconds, though, that you're going to be feeling pretty confident on those leaderboards, surely. Kind of want to mess about with that because of close call, but you can't reliably keep HP down. That seems fun. Might just swap it for like Dangerous Ambush for the time being. Because I don't need MP Collector. I've got so much like cost reduction that it's unreal. And you've got even more here and everything to do with arcade tuning and everything like that. So yeah, we'll do that for now. We'll test this in Axion. Need a break from TFT and finish on camo grind on card. When I know that. Ah, fair enough then. Yeah, no, I get that. That's fair enough. I'll probably be using the exact same excuse for hopping onto like Borderlands 4 when that drops and things like that. So yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. I get it.
A large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area.
Just hold down the trigger. But they're just pre-orders, so even if you don't get a code, I'll be on. Oh, I'm planning on still getting Borderlands 4. You know. Oh, that is what you meant, sorry, wasn't it? You were talking about Borderlands. With the pre-order and all that. It's just stupid. Honestly, if you pair this up with the MP dog, you'll never have to worry about running out of MP, I think. Just hold down the mouse. Yeah, Lepic is pretty crazy at mobbing. Not necessarily for this build. This build's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but I think the grenade one, the explosive stacks one, is probably the better one. But I must admit, I've always enjoyed increased efficiency ever since they really did the change a couple of patches back. And now making it so that you can just do this. There we go. Hi Gamer, welcome to the stream, how's it going? Have I cooked with Luna? I have got some pretty strong Luna setups already. I won't say they're necessarily ready for like this leaderboard kind of pushing and all that kind of thing. But that's what I'm hoping to try and get sorted before I release a video and everything like that. So in terms of mobbing and all that, there's plenty there. I've seen a lot of like videos around the community in terms of what people are running and everything like that. Weirdly enough, everyone seems to have one bit of information that the others don't have. So I'm hoping to try and collate everything. And try and get the actual right information out there so we can cover everything. It's yes, Luna is a lot of fun now. Audio is louder than the voice. Right, I'll get that sorted in a sec. In fact... Oh. Protocol will activate so you can actually do this and not worry about it. I'll sort the audio out after this run. Is this going to do anything to Steel Pencil? Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's immune. I had a feeling that would be the case. Steel Pincer's the only issue with this one because he blocks skill attacks, which is a bit annoying. So you blow it away. Oh man, there we go. All that messing about with. That's probably going to kill me now, which is annoying. Oh no, oh my god. All this focusing, honestly.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Search and destroy required.
Let's get ramped up. That should be good. Right, let's get up here. Let's sort out this audio then. And then I can actually go back to the... where are you? So I think you're this one. So if I drop this down to about 10, that should probably work. There we go. Cool. Right, where did I get to in the chat? DM use build? Yeah, absolutely. I can drop you. Like I said, I'm still currently messing about with it. I don't know if necessarily Dangerous Ambush is the play here. I do think this probably is going to be the flex spot. So now I've hit 40, I could probably put something else in there. But the idea is literally just hold down increased efficiency and then just go nutty with it. I kind of do want damage in there, but I suppose technically you could go with preemptive strike, maybe? Or maybe vet tactics to be able to try and get one of these two skills back off cooldown a little bit faster. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, sure, I can sort out a DM for this one. Yeah, Max93, thank you so much for stopping by. How's things? Appreciate you popping into the stream. Oh my god, what is this build? I need to build him now. So this was the original Mega Man build that I had a couple months back, I think it was, after increased efficiency got changed. It basically allows you to keep his skill 4 out constantly, and then as you start crit hitting enemies and all that kind of thing, you can actually start getting some of your MP back. So it means that if you get your cost down enough with these two, and along with like arcade tuning and everything like that, you'll be spending 13.9 MP cost every single time that you hold down the trigger, and because you've got 451 MP, you can literally just hold this down, and you will be refilling through your own ways. You can put MP collector in instead of preemptive strike, for example. The new dog will be giving you MP back as well, so be really easy to be able to keep this fully maintained and everything. And because overconsumption has been changed to now have increased skill cost, but also increases the skill critical hit damage, you'll be doing even more damage as soon as you start hitting. So there's a few different ways to be able to get this built. This one is one I'm just kind of messing about with. I think if you're going for mobbing, it's going to be something like this. Maybe Hyper Focus could probably get swapped out for something. I do like the crit increase that this does give, but don't necessarily need it. So that one I'd probably swap for something else, maybe inside of Axion anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong, the crit bonus is huge. It really helps out with like bosses and stuff like that, but like if you're going to try and maintain that in the battlefield, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing to be able to do. So that one probably is a bit of a flex spot in this case. So there we go. So yep, so that's our build. Sia, Lepic good now? Are you finding out? Lepic is definitely good now. I kind of knew as soon as patch dropped and reading all those patch notes and everything like that. The guy is kind of nutty. He's got this for his mobbing, which explosive stacks does insane amounts of damage. You will be chucking out 4 grenades, if I remember right. Yep. All of those doing 2,455% modifier on every single one of those, so it's kind of nutty as to how good these actually are, and the fact that you can increase the range. It works really nicely into traction grenade because it will pull your grenades in, but it will also, obviously, you expand the range on this. You'll be pulling enemies in. It's one of the better kind of mobbing ways. I might swap to... We'll put preemptive strike in for now because traction grenade doesn't do any damage, so we'll try that one out. So yeah, so you've got this for your general mobbing. You want to try and ideally get this down cooldown wise as low as possible. So I've still got a lot more investment to be able to sort out with this one. That's probably the call then. So focus on tech. That will give me extra cooldown into this, give me a little bit of extra modifier. It really helps out with the grenade stacks as well. In terms of Reactor for that one, cooldown is going to be essential. So, did I have this one already built somewhere? Probably not. This one? No, that was for my Colossus fight. So, yeah, for this kind of setup, you kind of want to go into cooldown as much as possible. I don't think I've got the right reactor just yet for this. So I do need to do a little bit of farming just to be able to try and get this one sorted. No, I have got it. I just need to get it leveled up. So that would be the ideal thing. So skill cooldown, then critical hit damage. And then that will give you your extra onto your grenades, as well as your traction grenade, and then that's obviously going to be your way of farming. I can still show this off. It's easy enough to be able to do without it, so that's absolutely fine. Gravity, we do need to go into there, so this is an old gravity build. Do you know what? That's an old gravity build, so we can change this one up. So we definitely want that. Maybe it's this way, because we do want the cooldown. We want the crit rate. Probably drop that, to be fair.
I've picked up a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby.
Go that way, and then would that be it? Maybe? What does that do for our cooldown? I mean, that's workable. That puts us up to... yeah, and then we'd have another 7.5 to go on for the reactor, so yeah, that would probably be the way. And then we'd swap it with that. Where does that put us up to? Yeah. To be fair, the grenade cooldown doesn't really make too much of a difference because you can easily get those stacks back. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on with Lepic, but to be fair, Lepic is feeling pretty fantastic right now. Ooh, just realised there's a Colossus I could probably show off. If I swap to this, we can go show off the new Colossus setup. So yeah, so it's safe to say, it is safe to say that, yeah, Lepic is feeling pretty good right now. So, a lot of stuff going on. Those patch notes were absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, though, I've got to wait for the cooldown. Yeah, that's an idea as to what you can currently do. The plan is... I'm going to probably put all of Lepic's builds together, so I'll probably make about a video about 3 builds for him. So I'm going to do an increased efficiency, I'm going to do the bossing build, which you've just seen, as well as the grenade build. So you've got one for the mobbing as well, so you can mess about and choose which one you prefer the look of. Then I'm going to be covering Alt Luna. Luna is a mixed bag. I do think that her concert build is pretty fantastic, but when it comes to artist, it kind of suffers a little bit inside of Axion. I think it's a lot of fun, but it really doesn't do anything really inside of Wallcrasher. It really kind of struggles inside of Axiom because of the main cooldown against the same target, as you can see, for Explosive Inspiration. So it's all right. On paper, it sounds fantastic and everything. What the? What? What is going on? Oh, great. So because you've killed me, now I can't actually... What a great spawn that is. And then she just leaves. Fantastic. So yeah, so Luna's pretty fantastic if you use a skill build. In fact, go on. We'll do a run with that one, and then we'll talk about the grenades. So yeah. Luna Puppy help with MP as well. Yep, I really wish I knew what that would be like, because the Oh, I've actually managed to get the code. Oh, so I'm one piece away because we managed to get one in the consumable drop today. So if I get one of the other two that I'm missing, I think we'll be good to go to start crafting that. I do think that dog is going to be meta though. It's insane as to how good that actually is. So.
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area.
So yeah, so a lot of working pieces.
Breach creatures multiply.
But yeah, it's
There must be a colony.
Luna does make farming really easy right now. So, and this is just auto aim. If you actually go and aim your actual gun instead, so if you do it this way, it becomes even faster. But it just depends on how you prefer to farm. We've got a lot going on for her. It's really easy to not miss beats on this. So... like, as long as you're not, like, double pressing or pressing the buttons while you're shooting or anything like that, you actually can just maintain this nice and easy.
Please confirm.
Aiming down sights does things? Yeah, it absolutely does. So basically, when you're not aiming down sights, it will do the auto aim for you. So if you've got your fourth activated, you'll see like 3 beams coming out. Nope. Sorry, that's the government deciding to... the government has just sent a warning text out, so... because they're testing a new feature that's currently out. Sorry. I just got distracted there. So yeah, so... if you then aim down sight, you'll be then doing so much more damage. You'll be focusing all of the beams together. And it just means that you're just focusing everything onto a single target, so... there is also an added benefit of, and it'll be easier for me to show it in the lab, but if you aim down sight, you will also get the weak point modifiers from your gun that you do have equipped before you activated your unit weapon, so you'll do even more damage that way as well. So that's the reason why we hold piercing light. I know there's ATAMs as well. I've got to do testing on that one as well, but that's the reason why we hold that kind of thing out. So. There's a lot of good stuff going for it, really. So auto aim for mobs and aim down sight for elites? Yes, pretty much. So it's also the case for if you're going into Colossus fights as well. So if you go into Colossus fights, you will want to aim down sight, and that's because if you auto aim, you'll only ever be getting 1 beam, whereas if you aim down sight, you will be getting all 3. I don't even know what killed me there. I think maybe more HP for the mobbing side of things is probably going to be the go-to. Especially when you've got this many people shooting you. Oh, also aiming down sights absolutely burst through the shield, which is quite cool to sometimes see. There we go. Also, the auto aim does have a range, like a maximum range. So you'll see that... Let's see if I can get into a position where this is the case. So for example, I can't hit those elites over there. But if I aim down sights, I can actually manually aim it.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Search and destroy required.
So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in this build, to be fair. There we go. Yeah, I do think maybe more HP is probably going to be the case for going into mobbing, going into action, and everything like that. But it's still plenty fine, as long as you can maintain it. So, and I've realised I've done an absolute diabolical case of keeping up with chat. So let's once again refresh myself. So let's see where we are up to. Your boy Lepic is up and raising. Young, wow, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And also appreciate you stopping by for the stream. So, yeah, thanks so much. Got a lot of things going on for Lepic. To be fair, the... I can just swap to that build. You don't need as much HP when it comes to Lepic because you can rely on his traction nade, but you can also have your passive that also works for you as well, so that's quite nice. Keep an eye out for sneaky Lunas in the video. Absolutely will do, Memtrist. But I'm a man of my word. I will keep it, and I did say that I would once I do that Luna video. Feel free to be able to pop in the background of that. Bids, just on a break at work, so have time to stay for a little bit. I appreciate you stopping by, Bids. How's everything going? Aiming sound sights does things. I actually didn't know that. Yes, absolutely, it does a lot of things. It's easier to show in the lab, so if I do get a chance to this stream, I will show that one off. But yeah, absolutely does things. Tim F, hail brother Rays. I appreciate you stopping by there, Tim. How's everything your way? How's your weekend treating you? Got a minute 50-second run on Stormhanger. I think I could do much faster with the aim down sight thing then. Yes, so the I'll tell you what. Be easier if I bring it up to discuss it while I'm actually talking about it. So this one here, which is your skill 4, which is fan service, you'll notice that it says auto target increase ×3. What it seems to do, I believe, is that it actually does split your beams altogether. So you'll see more kind of like damage numbers and more instances just kind of pop up if you do go that route. But yeah, aiming down sight allows you to be able to focus everything that you're currently shooting onto that target and where you're currently aiming. And if you do hit a weak point, because it takes 30% of your... It's similar to like Zenith for Haley. So how Zenith used to behave is, and I believe it still works this way, is that you have the skill portion of the damage. So you've got your, in this case, skill power modifier of, mine says 449.7%, so you've got that, which is your damage number that can crit. And then you've also got another white number that then appears with it in the exact same thing, and that is your weapon damage. And that weapon damage comes directly from what you currently have equipped. So I currently have Piercing Light, because it's similar to like how the special effects for guns like work. So for example, if we talk... What's the best way to be able to go through this one? Perforator. Perforator is a fantastic option to be able to talk about this one. So Piercing Light here has got Chill Attack built into the gun, so it has an elemental effect. So if you go into Chill Attack, if it had an extra special effect and all that kind of thing, where it said like it dropped like an explosive or something like that, it would get affected by any kind of boost that you go into Chill Attack. Whereas, for example, with Perforator, the reason why we don't go into as much elemental attack with this gun when it comes to certain builds is because elemental attack won't affect the damage from your scanners that you will be deploying, and that's because it's not intrinsic to the gun. It's not built into it, and it is just like a mod that doesn't get affected by the unique effect. So that's the reason why we go that kind of route and everything like that. So the thing with going between Piercing Light and ATAMs, which is the next highest... You're going to tell me I've left it in the stash. I have left it in the stash. ATAMs has the highest amount of firearm attack, but Piercing Light has the most amount of damage, I think, altogether, but it is still dependent on the resistance of the enemy that you're about to shoot. So if they are chill resistant, for example, then ATAMs will do a bit more damage, and then Piercing Light and all that kind of thing. So that's going to be the main kind of like testing to do if there's like a generic one that's like best to go for and everything like that. But yeah, it's There's a lot going on in Luna's kit, to be fair. It's but every single bit of that will be affected by weak point. So you want to go for weak point into your attribute rolls. You don't want to go into your cores because your cores do not get affected by skills and everything like that. So as long as you've got weak points built into the piercing light and everything like that, then that's fine. Then you want to go for everything to do with weak point up here. So special sight does actually work. Weak point damage from here. Weak point damage from here. Fire rate also affects your beams that you're going to be firing out from Luna as well. Going into firearm attack is also going to be massively helping you. I do need to swap this one though, because I believe that rate of fire does actually kind of hurt the gun. 8 turns beats out piercing light for Stormanger. Ah, fair enough then. So that's one that I was probably going to be checking. That's actually... Oh no, because it's not fire resistant, is it? It's electric, isn't it? So yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, because you'd want a gun, you'd want a sniper rifle that had some toxic attacker built into it, really, to be able to get like the full benefit of that. So that does make sense. So it would be resistant to chill. So yeah, so 8 amps probably would be the best kind of shout. Probably should get that leveled up. I might actually bring it out of the stash and start actually putting some more catalysts in it. But yeah, so that's the reason why we go for all those kind of things. That's the reason why we go for all those kind of module choices. Those all come into play as soon as you start aiming down sight with her skills. So yeah, so that's the reason. That's why you have it modded for toxic. It shouldn't make a difference, I don't think. Because if you go for the enhancement mod, it shouldn't be doing anything if you have it built, if you have it equipped for the skill. I don't think, because it's not part of the actual item card. I could be wrong on that, but that's my understanding of it all. But yeah, so that's that. I think 8 times is just the better one because it has just base damage and it has the higher base damage. That's my understanding anyway. So, but that's things that I've got to test before I put any kind of like video out, because I want to make sure I've got all the right information before we cover all of that, to be fair. Got to figure out my Luna and Lepic builds today. Looking forward to Lepic. Well, Lepic is going to be the easier one for me to be able to actually kind of cover. And that's one that I just kind of want to show off a little bit, just like mess about with some testing and everything like that. So, so yeah, so we can cover that one with this build anyway, so that's fine. Ernie's Rubber Ducky. Hi, Race, how are you? And hope your family is all well. Yeah, we're all good, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, no, everything's all good. It's just been it's been one of those where you've just got like, I've had a few like outside things that I've just kind of like confirmed that I said I would turn up to and everything like that, and I've just had less time on here. But it is what it is. It's just one of those weeks where it's just all come together, so and everything like that. But no, we're all good. Thank you so much. I hope everything's all good your side as well. And if you mod it for toxic, it procs toxic. Luna procs whatever element is part of the I'm quite surprised at that, because I'm pretty sure we found that wasn't the case when it came to Zenith, and this looks like it behaves the exact same way. I'm not necessarily calling you a liar or anything like that. I've got to do testing to be able to confirm if that is the actual case. But that's weird that was my understanding, and it's gone completely against that. So yeah, we'll figure it out. My NSC or Lepic mobbing build? Yeah, well, I'm more than happy to show this one off. Like I said, I need to sort out my reactor and everything like that, so I do need to grind out for some more resources. Has anyone ever noticed that this blooming filter, like sorting thing and everything like that, is just kind of like balked ever since they did the latest update? I swear the sorting thing is... It might just be me, and if that is the case, I wouldn't be too offended, but it just never seems to be consistent or anything like that. Luna has a gun proc and an ability proc, so the gun proc applies modded element. Okay. Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna... Like I said, that's not what I understood when it came to Zenith, but, you know, I haven't tried it, so I'm just purely going to... you know, put it down to I haven't tested it, so I'm going to believe you. But it will be something I will test for. But if that is the case, then fair enough. In that case, going for toxic would be ideal. I just thought it was going to be a case that it's just got more base damage and everything like that. I didn't mean to press that button. That's the button I wanted. Cool. So this build will get better once I manage to swap to that new reactor. And they've already gone. And then you get your grenade stacks back that way.
Breach creatures multiplying. There must be a colony.
So yeah, so this build will get easier to run once I've got that cooldown reactor on, but essentially that's how this works. Go down there.
Destroy this tactical objective. Please confirm. Copy of breach
There we go.
creatures spotted inside the operation.
The HP does get dangerously low, to be fair, but that's why we can rely on the traction aid. It will get easier once I do swap to the actual ideal reactor. But you do have your passive to be able to rely on. But yes, I don't have the ideal setup now. Yeah, well, Jesus. Because I would have traction aid back so much faster. And when they're inside a traction aid, they can't actually do anything to you, so... There we go. That makes more sense.
Descendant, Bonkers comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops. Bonkers special assault ship identified.
Oh, he gets affected by it as well. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Is it? No, probably not flank. Steel pincer just seems to be pain. That'll do. What reactors do you need? Yeah, so this one will be a crit and cooldown.
Confirmed. Search and destroy required.
Actually, come to think of it, I think I'm chucking one less grenade. Why am I chucking one less grenade? I have to check out the stats after this. Yeah, I knew as soon as I was getting close there. Hold on, I'll check out my stats after this. Check out. Maybe I'm missing something on my build. This is, well, this is also the reason why I haven't brought out a video on it just yet. Let's have a check. Yeah, I do have 200% range, so in the case... Oh, hold on. I'm not range capped, am I? No, I'm not. That's why. I'm missing something. That's why. I knew there was something going on. It's because I'm set to the bossing one. I need to be set to that one. I'm on the wrong blooming build. That's why. There we go. Head to bed, take a nap, I'll DM you when I'm up and farm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be here for a little bit, so it's not a problem at all. Enjoy your nap, I suppose. But yeah, Team F, what reactor do you need? Ideally, you want this to be... Not that. That one. You want it to be a cooldown and crit damage, but I do need to be able to farm up some resources just to be able to farm that one out. So yeah, so... That's what you'd ideally want to swap to. And then that will give you, it'll give you your traction aid back faster, which means that enemies can't actually hit you that much. It'll give you your grenades back faster, so you don't have to worry about shooting too much as well. It's just overall, all round. Not coordinating, that's fair enough. So yeah, so that will be the kind of play. So you'll get this back much faster. And now that I'm at range, I'll actually chuck out the right amount of grenades. So, pardon me. Yeah, helps if I'm actually on the right build and not the this one instead. So you do want this one because now I've got even more cooldown and I've got. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, so that'll actually be easier for me to maintain now. That's my own fault. So Power Beyond Steel probably gonna be the better shout, I think. Well, I suppose Death by 1,000 Cuts does exist. Which one is this? This is a multi-explosive, which means you have to chuck it 3 times. Yeah, nah, don't think so. Yeah, probably going to be the play. Do we still want Slayer? I suppose so, because there's enemies with toes, so that would get you your MP back a little bit faster. So yeah, that's probably still going to be the play.
I picked up a material formation signal in the skies nearby.
And then I think Focus Boost is probably going to be the better one there as well. So we'll try that again. Got an Ultra VS going around. That's fine. We'll give them a hand. There we go. That's better. Much better.
Descendant, destroy this capitalism. Please confirm.
Really does help to show it off, right?
Colony of breach creatures spotted inside the operation.
I'm just littering the floor with grenades here. Much better. That's the one. Sound. Full Slayer, I've seen people using 2 Firebrand, 2 Hunter. So,
It looks like Legion of Breach.
the reason why I haven't gone for that, even though technically, yes, that will give you more
This special assault ship identified.
kind of like cooldown for your abilities to be able to be used, is the fact that I want my grenades to be a one and done. I want to just rely on the fact that I can just cast it and we're good, we're done. I don't have to do anything more. I don't have to rely on clearly elites are a bit immune to that.
Tactical objective confirmed.
We've got the range because we're firing out 4 grenades, so we're already technically hitting the range cap in that sense. There we go, much better. So it'd probably be better if I just get out of the way. So we'll just get out of the way for now. However, what did I do with this? I went for Focus on Fire. So the reason we go for Slayer is because we're opening up the skill power buckets to be able to do even more damage on every single one of those nades. We're already hitting range cap. We don't need to worry too much about the duration. The duration is essentially just going to like slightly help the how long overclock is going to be viable for. But the reason why you want to activate overclock more is because you want access to those fire rate stacks. And you're not going to get any kind of help from that from going for the duration side of things. You could go for range. Range will allow you to be able to hit range cap, but you would be hitting range cap anyway by going through your inversion reinforcement and with quantum domain. So it's really not going to be that viable there. So I'm not entirely sure why you'd go for a 2-piece into that. If you were going to go for a 2-piece into Hunter to be able to get the cooldown, then the other 2-piece would probably have to go to Mages. And Mages will then give you that 6% skill power boost. But the other reason as to why Slayer is so fantastic, and the reason why this build works, is because you're activating your Traction Grenade. Traction Grenade inflicts Toad. Toad on enemies then allows Slayer Sensor, because your grenades are affected by Toad as well, so they will go to all that center and hit all the enemies that are inside there. It then gives you a chance of being able to get some of your MP back as well. So the real synergy behind everything to do with this is you've got your fire bucket, you've got your standard skill power bucket, so you're doing even more damage that way. You're applying Toad to enemies in the typical sense as to how you're currently using this build, and therefore, because they're being Toad, you have a chance of being able to get some of your MP back, which means that we don't have to run things like MP Collector. There will be times you'll probably run a little bit short, but I do think that the best doggo to be able to run with this is going to be the brand new Husky, who does give you back some of your MP. And then you use your inversion reinforcement for selective neurostimulation, as well as reducing your skill cost through focus boost. So we don't need to go for any more cooldown. That 4% is still going to help, but it's not going to be a massive deal. And the range and duration is going to be kind of a null point. So it doesn't make any sense to me as to why you would go that side of things. Slayer just makes the most sense in that kind of case. The only reason why it would hurt you is the fact that you do have the increased skill cost. That's the only thing. But, you know. I mean, you can get away with most of the sets, to be completely honest with you. The 4% would be quite nice. I could probably see if I can get, like, a mounting. Oh, did I just get another piece of... Sweet, I can get the dog. Cool. Let's go back to Albion. Let's go get this and see if we can go... Because if I can get the right cooldown on it, sorry, the right reactor on this, then we can talk about how to set these builds up and everything like that. So we can show why the extra 2 into Hunter isn't needed. So let's go and see what's in the mailbox. Grab that. Go here.
Magisters are probably humanity's real hope, don't you think?
I like how it's quick research, but I don't have the item. It's not that quick, is it? So if I research that, get that started. Get another bit of that going. No, I'm probably still good on those resources. If I then swap this to... I'm bound to have a tactical rifle in all the brand new ones that I've just picked up, so we'll put that in there. Thanks for the explanation, go full save? Yeah, absolutely, not a problem. I mean, that's my thought process behind everything. That's the reason why, you know, I go for what I do. The synergy just makes the most sense. Like I said, the only real kind of advantage you're getting from going that route is just for the cooldown. And don't get me wrong, the cooldown is quite nice. Wow. Oh, that's what I saved this one for, to be fair. So if we put that on there, we can then go Reactor Enhancement. I can then boot that up to there. And then we can go Reactor Options, and we can do this a tiny bit because I'm still suffering on. There we go. Cool. So that puts me down to a 0.85. Brings that down to a 3.5 second cooldown. Yeah, that's essentially what you need, really. I can get away with using that, and that's fine. Cool. I can dismantle everything else. So yeah, like I said, the cooldown is quite nice and everything like that. It's like, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't make the most sense to me to go for. Like I said, if you're already hitting range cap anyway, and the duration's not going to do anything for you. Well, the duration is going to help a little bit with how long the traction aid is going to be pulling them in and everything like that, but at 6.5% it's kind of null. Doesn't really make sense to me, to be completely honest with you, but hey, you know. Builds work, so... Ooh. Hello. You're what I need to be able to push for a Luna top leaderboard. Cool. Actually, how many of those do I have now? 85 out of 100. Right, let's go dismantle a few. So yeah. So there is like a thought process. There is method to the madness as to why I'm suggesting that for you. So
I'd be out of a job, right?
right, so you're not needed. You're not needed. You're not needed, you're not needed, you're not needed, you're not needed. Same with you. You're a better one, so we'll get rid of that. We can chuck you, chuck you, chuck you, chuck you, actually keep you, chuck you. All that, yeah. Give that. Keep anything with gold rolls. Blazing zone. Just a nice 1.2 mil. Go with that.
Well, you're here for modules, right?
So yeah. So what's everyone's favourite descendant after the recent patch? Because seeing Freyna get some love, seeing Bunny get some love, seeing Lepic especially get some love, and all that kind of thing. There's a lot of thing going at the moment. I think some really good descendants to be able to kind of run. I don't think it's as clear cut anymore. Yeah, on them. About 3 more. Oh, I could call it an 8 shot, why not? That'll do. You still using Power Beyond? I am for this one. I will say that I did see... I think it was Biscuit that put out a build for Lepic, and I think she was using 1,000 cuts, which I can understand, but I got to be honest, I don't think that's the play, because I'm pretty sure in most of the clips that she saw that she put in her own video, she was killing with the nades, so there wasn't anything to be hit by the meteors, and that's the same with this build. If we do go for Slayer, we essentially just get rid of them before the meteors even come down and do something. So while the meteors are a fantastic option and everything like that, it just makes the most sense to go for Power Beyond, because every single one of those nades is going to get increased by 15% of your skill power. So I personally don't see a need to currently swap off and do it that way. Why do I have... start weapon research now. How long's that dog part going to take?
Now what do you want?
I suppose
Go on,
technically I could... I'm missing a part for it. I could speed that up. So what part am I missing? I am missing the spiral catalyst. I still have to make that part as well.
Humanity is very weak.
I do.
Why humans need us so desperately.
Okay, well in that case there's no point speeding up then. I might as well wait for that. And I can have my own husky. Cool. Jaber is your favourite right now? Weird to say. That's interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jaber's got some nice love and everything like that. He's definitely a stronger pick and all that kind of thing. But I'm glad to see that he's actually in contention and all that kind of thing. Can you spam Lepic's 4th with this build as well? So... probably not with this one. I mean, you can still use it for like bosses and stuff like that, because all you do is activate your 2, activate your 4, and then just go to town and everything like that. But if you are looking to get more out of your 4, then it's probably going to be the Mega Man build, this one. And increased efficiency is probably going to be your better shout, because you can literally just hold down the trigger with this one and then just watch it go. Both work. You know, you can... I mean, you can still get work done with every single one of these, so absolutely. Probably not going to go for that again. But that's the main reason as to why I'm thinking of doing a video that's going to bring 3 builds together. Because there's quite a few different ways to run him now. I mean, heck, even his...
Descendant, a large cluster of breach
is it nerve infiltration, I think it is? The one that applies deeper burn or whatever it is. Yeah, much better now.
breach creatures multiplying.
That's much
There must
faster.
be a colony.
Getting traction grenade back faster like this is... There we go. Nope, I've used too much MP.
Descendant,
Hmm?
destroy this tactical objective. Please confirm.
There we go.
Breach creatures
I'm confused. Does secret gun add to the toe? No, so the secret gun is going to be your stat stick because it's going to be giving you stacks of pest, and because everything to do with Lepic is tech, you're essentially going to be building up your skill power just from casting. There we go. So it just means more damage on your nades. So the more you chuck your nades, the more chance of being able to get stacks and everything like that.
Bogus special assault ship identified.
There we go. Whoops. Oh. There we go. Nice chunky damage. Oh, piercing light nano shoot. Oh.
Search and destroy required.
Is there a way to fit a cost reduction in this build? Probably not. I don't think. No. I suppose technically you could get rid of that if you wanted to, but that helps too much with the build. Yeah, that's fine. Nope, someone's down. Yeah. So the toe is your skill 3. So that just does the toe by itself. And then as you start...
Breach creatures multiplying. There must be a cost.
It's going to be quite difficult to probably get a look in there. Literally fighting dots on the floor.
Descendant, destroy this tactical objective. Please confirm.
That's fine.
Copy of breach creature spotted inside the operation.
There we go.
Descendant, focus comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops. Bogus central assault ship identified.
Fire rate increases quite nice, actually. Not bad spell. Happy tail.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Search and destroy required.
So you can take one wave because of your passive. And then... Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that kind of has to be the build for that one. So I'm happy with that. We can try the Mega Man one just to make sure that is going to be the play. Maybe we swap that for a HP node. So we'll do it to there. So if we take that off, swap that to there, and then just go for a HP. Swap to that gear set. That gives us 18k's worth of HP. I think that's more than enough. So yeah, so I think we're one build down. Then we've got this one for just Mega Man. So if you wanted to primarily use your skill 4, and then also go and benefit from the additional critical hit damage that comes from there, we can go that route. Do we have... Now we get to hit another mutant cell. What mutant cell do we have that goes into here? Ah, do none of the new ones actually go into... Yeah, so the crit rate's there. Don't think we actually get that cell. Nope, it only goes off names. Fantastic. Which is the one that gives you the extra crit stuff as you start stacking it up. It's there. Ah, would be, wouldn't it? Okay. Which we do get, but it's all the way down here. No, it's not worth it. That probably could work. Sheep on your phone instead of PC? Oh, it's good to see you, Sheep. How's everything going on your end? Thank you so much for stopping by. All these mysterious accounts that you've got.
Large-scale dimensional breach in progress.
We can save that as that. Swap to that one, which, yeah, is set up correctly. Go take down the Colossi.
All descendants in the vicinity. Please respond to ground detection.
Cool. That was much faster this time. So I'm happy to release that one as a build as well, I think. We could see how increased efficiency holds up against Gravewalker, though. Or, actually... Oh, hold on. We could try this one. Cheers. There's a chance this person might kill it before we get there, depending on who the player is. Nope, they haven't even bothered with it. Oh, I think that fires fast. Well, what's that then? If you didn't think Luna was a bosser, well, she definitely is now. I am kind of curious to try her out on Warcrusher. Whether she's actually any good or not, I don't know. Ah, how are you doing? Yeah, we could always give it a go. I mean, heck, if Elisa TFD can take Bunny into Warcrusher, I think I can get away with taking a Luna. So... what do we have special bundle-wise going on? Yeah. So yeah, we could definitely try that out. That's not for another 53 minutes. So that gives us a chance to be able to try out Mega Man. Are they still doing... yeah, they are. Do you know what? In that case, because I don't need the drops, we'll go do Crater. Get this one showing. It's I see we've got 17 people currently watching over on the YouTube side of things, so that's thank you all so much for stopping by. How is everyone doing? Used this account when I was managing social media accounts. Not bad, alright. Ah, yeah, I'm all good, thank you. A little bit drained, a little bit knackered, but it's just been one of those weekends, unfortunately. Which is why it's been a little bit slow on my side to be able to bring out some content and everything, hence why I'm currently trying things out. Trying to get these perfected and spoken about before I actually put them pen to paper and make some videos and everything like that, so... But other than that, I'm all good. I just can't complain. It's just one of those when a little bit tired, but hey, yeah. But it's good to see you around. Lunch is such a waste of time and space. They could have done something much better and cooler. I mean, no, I wasn't even paying attention to my own MP either. I wasn't very clever. I'm all for it being like a starter thing. You know, like if they're planning on like building upon it and making it better and everything like that, then yeah, it's a decent start. Like it's cool to customize, and it's, you know, even though they're really tiny in most of the cases, like the collectibles and everything like that, it would have been nice to, if they expand upon it, or if they made them a little bit bigger and all that kind of thing, then yeah, it's not a bad space. It's fine. But I suppose it's not really meant for me and all that kind of thing. It's meant for the people that just really enjoy, like, just taking photos and just chilling out with them and all that kind of thing, whereas here I am farming and everything like that. So... hopefully this isn't too loud. But yeah, they could have done something more. 100% they could have done something more. But, like I said, if it's the start of something, if it's something to get, like, new stuff in the future and everything like that, then I'm all for it.
Primary tactical objective, current operation zone. Please take it out.
Who doesn't love a good Mega Man build? What did I... Maybe I do stick with MP Collector. Or... I could try that out. Because if that affects this passive, I'd be getting more MP on a crit. Once I've got the doggo built, it might affect that as well, so it should be easier to be able to keep MP going. Maybe. It's an idea. That's weird. Not used to not seeing any gun in my hands. 100% agree with Tim about the lounge, but counterpoint they needed more ways to make money off the game in a lazier way. I mean, you're not wrong. I swear it was just an excuse for them to bring out the towel skin of all things. I mean, to an extent, some of the collectibles and all that kind of thing, I guess you could see it as a form of like bragging rights and everything like that, maybe. Because you could say, oh, look at all this stuff that I've managed to farm. I've farmed all the coins, I've done all the activities, I've got all this premium stuff, I've managed to get everything. I've even bought like the extra stuff from the, what was it, you've got, was it Create or something like that? Or well, I know there's EDT, or edit, just creatively put with a capital letter at the end. Oh, just seeing the time. Go on then, we'll try Luna for this. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we'll give it a go. Maybe we can keep up. If not, then we can swap to Serena going forward. At least we know. Because they mentioned that you could go into other people's lounges at some point, so maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. Maybe it's like how we use titles and emblems to show off and all that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they're cooking. Like I said, I think Plains is a good place for them to start from in terms of making new content. Maybe the lounge is a good place for them to start off with for extra stuff. I don't know. I mean, if I had a way to keep my MP sustained, that looks pretty good to me. Even if I am about to die. Yep, I should have seen that coming. I mean, I feel like I did some decent damage there. This is feeling pretty good. Yeah, now we're out. We'll get some more. Give me. Oh god, no, no. Oh god. Yeah, you forget how much damage you actually take on the floor and everything like that as soon as you're not playing as Serena. I'm very curious as to how much damage that's possibly going to actually show for me. Okay, I thought more. I mean, that's respectful damage, but I honestly thought that was going to be more. But if we had ways to constantly keep our MP going, then maybe it would have been more. It might be something for me to think about. Maybe we could make a wall crusher. So, I mean, things like Decimator and MP Collector wouldn't be needed, so cost reduction's not going to do much for it. It's just going to stop like what the skills actually cost. Hmm. That's something else I might try out. So, Enzo, I hope you're doing good. I'm all good, thank you. How about yourself? Thank you so much for stopping by. How's your weekend been treating you? Crap, forgot I needed to find a new dog. Well, I'm glad I could point you in the right direction on that one. And the planes, been super lazy about doing anything with the planes. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the planes because they feel like it's a bit scarce and all that kind of thing, and they're completely justified in that opinion and everything like that. But I do think that the planes was like a try of something a bit more, something a little bit more interactive and everything like that. It's the first content that we've had drop in terms of like space there since the old gen was kicked off. So like PlayStation 3, oh no, it's PS4, wasn't it? PS4 and Xbox One, was it? And I can see what they were going for in terms of like a vision and everything like that, and I think they've done a decent job, but I can't say they've done a fantastic job. I think they just need to continue building on from this, and if they do continue building on from what this is, then fantastic. I think we could be onto something. But they need to keep striking it if they're planning on going that kind of route. But we'll see. So, doing alright, weekend's okay, I think, in yours. Kind of wanted to farm Luna 2, wanted to try out since I didn't really have normal Luna. I like the rework on Alt Luna. Oh, Alt Luna is fantastic. I will say that if you are looking for... So these are essentially going to be the builds that I'm going to be sorting and everything like that. But if you are looking for the best build for Ultimate Luna, Battlefield Concert is going to be your go-to. Battlefield Artist is fine, but it's not good for Axion. It definitely needs a bit more work. And I think Nexon were a little bit on the conservative side of things when they released this one. Because you've got the extra damage that you've got with Explosive Inspiration. And I think they saw that they did something like that for Serena, and Serena is just completely busted. So I think they just tried to tone it down a little bit for Luna. I think she's got the makings of being a decent build. I think if they needed to, if they were going to change anything, change the max damage multiplier, give us a little bit more. Because I think 200% is probably viable for her. But also this one, I think is, yeah, so Lethal Inspiration. I think this needs a change because this is multiplicative when it comes to crit rate and crit damage. I think if they made that additive, it would be huge. She genuinely would be probably one of the better kind of like firearm builds at that point. Also, it would be kind of cool to be able to pass an additive crit rate and damage to other descendants as well. But I feel like they kind of missed the ball by going for multiplicative with this one. So, yeah, kind of sucks, but yeah. Like I said, I think they're being a little bit conservative, but probably gone a bit too far being conservative with this. So, we'll see. We'll see if they give her a buff because they've realised that the community doesn't like this kind of thing. But the concert one is fantastic. It is genuinely one of the better kind of things that currently exist. So, you can always go for that. And yeah, I think the community is currently testing different weapons to be able to actually find out the right amount of damage. Sorry. I had to find the most amount of damage for it as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. Yeah, I think stick to Battlefield Concert because I do all the content thing inside instead of only Caxton. Yep, that's fair enough. Yeah, Concert is easily... It's one of the better kind of mobbers as well. It's a lot more fun and everything like that. So, yeah, no, I 100% recommend. Greg Media, I'd like to see where they go with it. I haven't been playing much this week. I've been trying to learn DaVinci since I haven't bothered with it since quitting Premiere. Ah, fair enough. Oh, you'd have to keep me up to date on that one. I know I currently use Premiere. I'm completely self-taught in that kind of side. You know, I know just enough to be able to get me by, to be able to like make some content and stuff like that. But I've looked at DaVinci and at times, and I think... just got overwhelmed, but that's the same when you go from any kind of like program software to another one that you've never used before and all that kind of thing. It was the exact same for me for when I went from Sony Vegas to Premiere. So maybe it's just purely I got daunted out of it and everything like that. But I've heard good things about DaVinci. What are you currently using DaVinci for? Are you going into the content side of things? Are you using it for separate things like hobbies or education, or what's the play on that one? I tell you what I want to try out. Kind of want to see what Blair's doing now with the meatballs. Do that. Yeah, that's all the crit rate we kind of need. So you do lose access to the toe effect of Power Beyond with this build. Okay. I mean, Arcane Leak would be kind of cool, but... just takes too much away from you. The extra skill power is fine. Only need to enhance cells and I can finally craft it, and it's so tedious to farm Accident. Either I wait for a 13-day login reward, or I find one for credit. Well, what if I told you, have you checked your events today? Because if you've not logged in today, that's not the one, not that one. Day 4, you do get this Luna's reward box, so you do get one of the parts here as well. Or have you already opened that one? Oh, by the way, what do you think about Lepic buffs? Oh, yeah, you pulled a code out of today's one. Ah, fair enough, I'm with you. What do you think about the Lepic buffs? Have you already got a build for him? Yeah, so I'm currently working on 3 builds for him, funnily enough. You could go more, to be honest with you. There are a lot of things that you could use Lepic for right now. Firearms Master is so versatile, it's fantastic. You could use this as a Gravity 3.5 build, where you use Firearm Master to be able to use it with another gun. You could potentially use it with Ancient Knight, for example, using general rounds, and you get that multi-hit chance increase. So all you would essentially need to do is build into cooldown, get your traction nade, pull them all into a certain area, everything like that. Ancient Knight is already built for multi-hit anyway, and the fact that you get 50% as an additive bonus is huge, which means that you can get some insane nutty kind of like weak point, multi-hit side of things with that. Special rounds is also pretty good with him as well, because that means you can use Greg's Reverse Fate. So, for example, that's an idea as well. So I will probably look at Firearm Lepic separately, but I do think that is a positive. That's an idea that potentially could get done as well. But if you wanted to go into Gravity build, we're now going to go into Explosive Stacks because the nades are absolutely nutty. The fact that you can chuck 4 nades with one single skill cast, all doing 2,400 modified damage is kind of just insane. Traction nade, get that down fairly low kind of cooldown, and you can essentially just drag enemies from across the room. Your Explosive Stacks is affected by your traction nade, blows up the whole pack. It's fantastic, it's all good, and you still have your close call to be able to like survive some lethal damage. So we do have that kind of going for us as well. Colossus Fight, Firearms Master going into skill power increase and skill critical hit rate increase. With this kind of build, you will hit 93% critical hit rate with his blaster, with Overkill. I've managed to, inside of the lab, I've managed to take down Deathstalker pretty consistently with this setup, which means that you can actually go into a 4-person setup with that, and you can actually start carrying with Overkill once again. So there's a lot of things going for Ultimate Lepic with this kind of setup right here. And then we also have Mega Man, so it's kind of like a different kind of take on the mobbing build as well. But increased efficiency got a massive increase with the amount of damage that it's going to be able to do. And the fact that it also gives you a fire rate increase as well as a movement speed bonus is also quite nice. And that allows you to be able to use overconsumption just in case you need a little bit of extra help in terms of the amount of damage that you're going to be doing. But yeah, increased efficiency is quite nice if you just want to go around with 4. You can literally just aim it down at the floor and just kind of like start blasting away and everything like that. So it's really good kind of like setup with that one as well. Nerve infiltration is also really interesting. I've managed to get a Deathstalker clear with this as well, but it's a little less consistent because you don't have the critical hit rate increase. But when you activate this, you will be then getting severe burn, and that stacks up to 5 times. But if you go into modifier increase with this, that means that every single one of those stacks will do 200% modifier, which means that you can get it up to 1,000 modifier every single second, just constantly burning away. It also helps you out with your nade toss as well, but to be fair, if you're still going for nade toss, I'd probably recommend still going for the grenade stacks when it comes to gravity and all that kind of thing. But it's not a bad mod whatsoever. I think, weirdly, somehow it's still managed to get overshadowed by everything, but it is pretty good for, like, Colossus takedowns as well. Just for that severe burn, which is quite good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it is, you know, it's an option and everything like that. Regenerative Braking didn't get touched whatsoever. It is literally just MP Collector, but it's worse because it takes away your passive. And then Power Unit Change did get a bit of a buff if I remember right, but I think it wasn't much to justify using this ever again kind of thing. If you are looking to be able to use firearms, you're just going to use Firearms Master now. So I don't know what they were thinking with that one, to be completely honest with you. But there are a lot of good things going on for Lepic right now. So yeah, if you are looking to be able to use him, I'd probably recommend these 3 builds, and that's probably what I'm going to actually make a video on, just because they're just fantastic. So yeah. Greg, I mean, what stopped me from trying to learn DaVinci since I spent so much time with Premiere, but I was done giving Adobe $50 a month since I wasn't making money off it anymore. Fair enough, understandable. I think that's most of the reason why people start swapping over to DaVinci and everything like that. But trying to learn since a few years getting content out, and which might mean some extra side dollars after things go off. Oh, fantastic. I mean, are they creators that also look after TFD, or are they doing something a little bit separate? What's their content on? I'm actually kind of curious. I'd love to know. How long have you been doing content yourself as well? Might have to ask you for a few pointers. Rambo's here. Rambo, afternoon. How's things? Thank you so much for stopping by. And yeah, how's your weekend currently treating you? So Hunter, I never used AK so far. That's interesting. Didn't really like increased efficiency, to be fair, but yeah, I think I'll wait for the vid and then try out your build. Just love how Lepic got a build. So the difference between Gravity and Mega Man is purely a case of, do you want to spam your grenades to be able to do the mobbing, or do you want to spam away your skill 4 and then just let the splash damage do all the damage for you? That's the main kind of thing. So whether you want to use your skill 1 or skill 4 when it comes to your mobbing. So that's the only main kind of like difference and everything like that. So you know, I'd rather give options for you to be able to actually choose, to be able to decide how you want to play and everything like that. So that's the only real kind of like thing with that. Both of them are fantastic mobbing builds. If I was to suggest which one's probably better, Gravity's probably slightly better, just purely for the fact that you can get your traction grenade back off cooldown quite quickly. For mobbing anyway, it's a little bit faster. If you were looking to be able to go against like a mixture of elites as well as enemies and all that kind of thing, then I'd probably say Mega Man's probably a little bit better, but they both have their pros and cons. Both of them are fantastic inside of Axion. So yeah, I don't think you'd be struggle for anything at all if that's the case. In fact, actually, we can go get some resources while we're here. Weekends as well, thanks, and yours? Mine's just knackering, to be honest with you. It's just one of those where I just feel absolutely drained, but this is my first time to get like a good like sit down on. Got the wrong reactor on. So this build technically does better than this. I just haven't saved it with the right reactor.
Lost if you're not quick enough.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Now that's done, I can actually swap it to them and save it. Because this is supposed to have that one, if I remember right. There we go. Oh, it's because I didn't actually save it this way. That's why.
The Vulcans nearby seem to have spotted it as well. Remove them quickly.
Oh, it does reach.
The mutant materials will be lost if you're not quick enough. Fantastic. I knew I could count on you.
There we go. Cool. One is real estate and the other is mainly Helldivers and FPS. That's a bit of a change. Okay, there's a bit of a difference between those two, but fair enough. I mean, Helldivers is. I enjoy Helldivers. I think it's a pretty good game overall and everything like that. I must admit, I haven't played it in about a year, I think. Where are we? Helldivers. March 17th, 2024. So that's. But the new Hive Lord and everything like that looks a lot of fun, quite interesting and everything like that. I probably should actually dive back into it. It was a, no pun intended. It was a pretty fun game and everything like that. So how are they finding it? Have they been doing that for a long time? So Hunter looks actually nice. The grenade build, yeah. I mean, it's it'll be easier if I. Now that they've gone, I can actually show this off properly. So we're actually doing a mission and everything like that. But yeah, it is literally just a rinse and repeat. There is... Your mobbing is literally just mixing your 3 and your 4, 3 and your 1. Activate your 2 to be able to increase your fire rate so you can... So you can get your grenade stacks back a little bit faster. Because the secret gun is a bit on the slow side in terms of like firing. There we go. Just get rid of that. Make it a little bit easier. Oh god. You just do that, and there you go. You're all good. There you go. You don't have to worry too much about MP because you have Slayer set working really nicely in terms of pulling all the enemies in. So because they're all inflicted with tow, you can just let your grenades fly, and you're good to go. And then as soon as you start running a little bit low on the grenades, you can just shoot anyone. And you see a little number underneath where your 3 grenade stacks are. That counts as to how many shots until you get a free stack. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going. You can also... If you really, really wanted to, you could just go through all of the MP. There we go. Yeah, I'm now back up to a full bar. And that should... And just shoot any enemy and you can get your stacks back and you're good to go. It is literally that simple. So yeah, so that's essentially how this build works. It's it is literally that nutty. It's the same against the boss, really, to be fair.
Primary tactical objective confirmed in Operation Zone. Please take it out.
Just use those to be able to get my stacks back. Yeah. There you go. It is a very fun build, to be fair. It makes it so easy, you're not necessarily going to get hit too much because you've got your traction nade pulling every enemy in. While they're being afflicted with tow, they can't do anything against you. That's why we're able to run basically 7k HP, and we don't have to worry too much. We still have our passive, just in case things get a little bit hairy. But there is so much basically going on for us that we're all good. And yeah, it's just got some really nice synergy with its whole thing. Was the do you know what, rather than just waiting for that to come through, I know I did hear an extra ding, so I must have hit a jackpot in something. Oh no. Well, maybe it's just because I got that, I don't know. It's fine. So yeah, so that's essentially how that one looks, and yeah, you just got a little bit of freedom as to how you want to mob, so... I mean, I could have done them as separate videos, but in all honesty, it just made more sense just to... rather than just, like, string your, like, viewers along and all that kind of thing. I think I'd rather just bring them all out in one go. Just cover everything. So... Subgay's here. Hey, how's it going, Subgay? How's your weekend currently treating you? You've been working on more projects for Synced Up and all that kind of thing? How are things treating that way? Was doing content for a few companies for 3 to 4 years, mostly during COVID. That was mostly sports. Real estate friend just got the idea to do content. The FPS friend's been going for 2-3 years. Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm glad to hear they're enjoying it. I take it they've... Well, they must have been doing something decently if they've been doing it for that long. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Doja's Insane, is there any descendant you would say is currently dead? I mean, Jaber was for a long time now, but kind of now with the buffs he's back. Ooh. Dead. No, 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 no. So we already covered that. Absolutely not. Possibly for now, until their ultimate releases. No. No. Kyle is probably going to be my next shout, to be completely honest with you. in terms of like lowest descendants and everything like that, I think it has got to be, as much as I love Osmo, as much as I love his kit, and I think he's a lot of fun to be able to play, you know, he's very unique and everything like that, I've got to be completely honest with myself and say it's so difficult to run an ISO when everyone else already like absolutely decimates everything that currently exists. It's really hard to suggest going for him outside of when Ice Maiden was around. Ice Maiden was really, really easy as ISO to be able to take down, especially the challenge variant. But it is really difficult to be able to suggest him across most of the content. Hayley is probably getting that way.
Target confirmed.
Like, she has a lot of really good stuff when it comes to her kit and everything like that, but it's really hard to suggest her for anything. Which is hilarious to say, considering last year we thought she's absolutely broken. But because everyone else has been broken more, when it comes to like buffs and everything like that, it actually makes it really difficult to suggest her. Yeah, I think it's gonna be up for Eugen, Hayley, and Isomo now. Oh, Kyle.
With my strength,
Kyle's purely used for like cheese now.
even the final victory.
Which sucks because he actually has a really decent, fun kind of kit. Like it in terms of like the overall rotation and everything like that to lead up to one big, powerful kind of punch. It's so satisfying when you pull it off and everything like that. But you can't suggest him for that because if you don't actually take down what you need to with that one shot, then you're screwed. So I don't know. It's one of those. It's I think he needs something being looked at when it comes to it. But yeah. I don't know. That's probably my suggestions. To be fair, I'd absolutely love to see an Ultimate Kyle. I think he could be one of the more unique, one of the more fun ones to be able to actually play as, if they get it right. Which, considering like the track record of all the other Ultimates, absolutely is definitely possible. Unless they just do a rework of him. If they just do a rework similar to what they've done with Lepic, then I mean, that could work. You know, he's just kind of got left behind in the times and all that kind of thing. Like, I do absolutely love my my Kylo Ren. But literally just like, oh, I could put a trigger module slot on him. Fantastic! I can't wait to be able to boost that up. But yeah, to purely go into one-shotting with superconductivity thrusters and all that kind of thing. You know, it is what it is for him. You know, I think if he got like a meaningful change to his kit and a rework and all that kind of thing, people would come back straight to Kyle. But for the time being, it absolutely isn't happening. Kind of want to see what Freyna's now doing since she got her buffs. I imagine she's still fine. So yeah, kind of loved it with the bossing, but I don't know. Kind of fun to play with. Literally, every descendant does it better. Yeah, pretty much. It's. It was really cool when he was unique and he was the one that was the bossing character and everything like that. Like, he was the one that had the hit, like the heaviest hit and all that kind of stuff. But now everything, because it's been catered towards like skill power and what Serena brings to the table and everything like that, it just makes it harder for him. You know, it's one of those, like, he can still one-shot Gluttony and Below, which is, you know, cool.
Descendant. A large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Breach creature response confirmed. Inbound to location.
Well, that's a meaningful damage increase. decent. It's just the times. The times have changed. Power creepers just kind of hit Kyle, and it's kind of hit Kyle the hardest, I think, out of anything. Would he get back to where he was and all that kind of thing? Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's they're not just gonna like leave him and pretend that it doesn't exist or anything like that. I don't think. But he's got to be close to them deciding that he's got to have a rework or something like that. So, either way, I'm all here for it. I can't wait. I enjoy cheesing as Kyle, so I think he's a lot of fun. I think he could be so much better. He's just not suited for the state of the game. I want to be so much better, but he was fun to play, just not the best overall. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, heck, I'll happily take his cannonball type build, where you just use creative explosion over and over again, just abusing the fact that you can get up to cooldown cap. You know, the explosion's pretty decent. You know, it does a lot of damage. It hits in a fairly large radius. It's good to go within a couple of seconds. It's easily one of the best ways to be able to actually mob as him. But is it clunky compared to what everyone else can do? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way to kind of like look at it when it comes to like balance and everything like that. Is to go, would you actually recommend this character? You know, would you say that this character is the best in any kind of slot, or is, you know, able to do things or anything like that? And honestly, I mean, it's getting closer, but can you honestly say that every single descendant is in that kind of like same wheelhouse? And no, absolutely not. She seems fine. Still not the best, but she's more usable. I suppose I'll take that. Now, if you want to see the most daft thing that actually came from the patch notes, and I do mean daft because it genuinely is daft, Blair got massive buffs in the latest patch, with his passive being up to 6 stacks to be able to receive like 36% critical hit rate, which means that, you know, you only need to worry about like an extra 100% critical hit rate at max into everything into his build, just to be able to actually hit cap and everything like that. They upped this to 6. They upped everything else up to 6, including like extinguish. They did this for backdraft. They did everything. So basically, as soon as you've got 6 flame zones, you can easily get yourself up to full, and you start ramping yourself up even harder and everything like that. What they didn't do was actually increase the amount of max number of creations that you can have on next level recipes skill 1. All they had to do was just add an extra flame zone, and they just left it at 5. And it's like, you've buffed this part of the build. You've given this buff more, and like this build more stuff and everything like that, and you've randomly left this at 5, and it's like, why? I don't get it. Why have you done that? So, but I do kind of want to try this one out, so I'm kind of curious as to how this is now performing. So, we don't need max crit rate anymore, so we can actually take off basically that now. I think we actually get 2 more points back, which is kind of cool. So we could probably go into that. Make our extinguish do a little bit more for us. pretty nice. Power Beyond works on our skill 1. Interesting. I'll say Arcane Leak would be pretty good for it, but we'll try that for now. We'll try it here. Since I play your Freyna build currently, I have to say the resistance buff on the second on T is really good for Axiom, but I do prefer to run Contagion on any other content. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the thing, like, Contagion is still a very strong mod, especially with the consistency of the explosions and spreading around those debuffs and all that kind of thing. But as soon as you start getting into harder content, not happening. I mean, that's pretty good. Probably using the wrong gun here, because I think... going for Secret Garden probably would have been the best pry. That's pretty good. Oh, I could just swap to... Yeah, that's way more fun now. This is actually quite a fun build. Yeah. You can still activate that and then go on your bike. Yeah, you can. And now that you can push through enemies, even better. Oh, it's always still pincer. I mean, that's pretty good. How much do you want to see fire? it's boom.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Search and destroy required.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I think that's I don't think this needs max cooldown. I could probably take off Hunter. I could get more damage out of this. This is just the setup that I had for Big Meat, So... I could potentially go Slayer. That would do... That would get even more going. It was pretty interesting. We at range cap. No, we're not at range cap, so potentially could go for more. Tempting. I mean, potentially could even get rid of the HP mod. I know that's probably going to make things a little too close. But it could be done. Still want to see Ultimate Haley just to see how they would develop it. I mean, maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe because they actually haven't touched Haley with any kind of like buff or anything like that. Maybe it's a case that they're working on it to bring it all out at the same time. I mean, it's possible. I mean, heck, we don't know what's going on in Nexon's world as to what they're currently planning or anything like that, so definitely is a possibility. Well, still mostly one-shotting. I don't think it needs... Does it need any more? This has a duration of almost 10 seconds, so I don't need the cooldown down to 2.5. This has a duration of 5.5 seconds, so I don't need the duration. I don't need a cooldown down to 3 seconds. So what does that do for... Yeah, that's still fine. And we can recover MP through Extinguish. It affects the fireball, but that's about it. We'll run that one again just to see what the difference is. Remember back in the first season I started maining Freyna, so I don't want to have ult Freyna so bad. A couple months later go. So you might be the person that's actually controlling what ultimate's coming out. So have you recently said that you want ultimate Eugen by any chance? Don't tell anyone. It's the secret. You have it all at your fingertips. The fact that this is hitting for like 700-800k inside of Axiom is kind of insane. That's... Quite happy with this. Why have you changed the price? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. So this might actually be better than big nuclear for fire. This is
Descendant, bogus comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops. Bogus special assault ship identified.
yeah, it's definitely melting in faster. Yeah, happy with that. Activate your extinguish and you're healthy again.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Search and destroy required.
Yep, that's an instant delete. Yep. No, I'm very happy with that. That's a good build. I'm happy with that. It might be a little bit of tuning left to go, but Slayer definitely seems the way. You don't have to worry about constantly putting down flame zones. You'll have less toes, but that's about it. But that seems pretty good in my books. So we'll keep that. Okay, by the way, serious question here, because I don't quite understand. To play Valby with the water wave module in Axion, sometimes I'm doing 800k consistent non-crit, and sometimes I need 200k. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Let's grab Valby. You are using water wave. I assume that's this one. 800k, sometimes only 200. It doesn't have any extra damage over time. It does stack upon itself. It doesn't have any difference in the modifier. What could it possibly be? There's got to be something else that's impacting it. It doesn't have an impact damage, so it can't be anything along those lines. The only thing I can think of is the enemy's non-attribute resistance. If it's different targets, then it will be doing different amounts of damage. That's the only thing I can really think of. Unless the eyes that appear. It's like the eyes that when you're doing the underground section in the mission that we just did, the one that's round about here. If some of the enemies have spawned next to other enemies that don't have the non-attribute resistance, potentially that could be the reason why. That doesn't explain all the times that you've probably seen it, but it's definitely a possibility. People have already taken out the Colossi already. Well, people aren't wasting time. That's the only thing I could potentially think of without obviously seeing like anything like video. Like something to be able to compare it to and all that kind of thing. So that's my guess. Reaper's here. How's it going, sir? I'm good, thank you. How about yourself? Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you popping in here. How's your weekend currently treating you? Why did it sin twice? That's a very good question. Only you can answer that one. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that I want to be able to currently work on. So I think I've got my Lepic builds down. I think Ultimate Luna's pretty much there, but I am going to test it out on the Abyss boss a little bit more just to make sure I've got that one down. What's going on here? Nothing's going on there. That's fine. Blair seems a lot stronger. I'm going to be messing about with a few more of his builds, I think. Because we've also got this meatballs build as well. I think you kind of do want to get max cooldown on that one. I think that one's probably going to be best in slot for that one in terms of like this kind of setup. Hyperfocus might not necessarily be the play. I think this was what I had set up for taking on Ice Maiden when she was around, if I remember right. So Hyperfocus might not necessarily be the play anymore. But I am kind of curious on that. So if I take off that, put that there, and then put on... Oh, I can't because of that. So if I put that there, and then... I don't really need to worry about MP cost. I want to test my theory if this actually works on stacks, because this isn't going to be the build to do that. I don't think. Potent collector could be decent. Where's potent? I suppose I could go for a HP mod. Just keep myself alive. We could try this out. Just to test, because I still want to mess about with... yeah, we'll only do this for like a minute, just because I want to test it. And then I want to see if we can make Luna a bit more viable inside of Wallcrusher. Ooh. Oh dear. Okay, maybe not this build for, Well, now we know. Yeah, I'd rather use the flamethrower if I'm gonna mob here. I will say though, one single flamethrower cast does give all of you. It's quite interesting. It's just flamethrower and infinite snow. Maybe not. Let's give Luna a 2-minute look over, see if we can actually use her more crusher and see if we can figure that out then. Just woke up, slept in today, about to log in, get my Luna box and code. Fantastic, that's what we like to hear. Feel like more people should have access to Luna. I think if I have like MP recovery on this, could probably get away with that maybe. We swap that to there and then get a HP module, that will keep us alive a little bit longer. Yeah, so we can take a hit or two. We can try that. We'll try it out. We'll see how it works. I don't really feel that build on Blair. Previous one looked more fun. Yeah, I think because the amount of enemies that existed, I don't think meatballs is going to be the way to go. I think if you've got Colossus to be able to fight, so for example against like Wall Crusher, not suggesting that you do use it against Wall Crusher, but if you wanted to, you could do. If you want to go against like some of the Colossi for like hard modes and all that kind of thing, probably is the best kind of shout there. But yeah, in terms of like mobbing, probably isn't the play. But then you do have the other builds for that kind of side of things, so... We've tested, now we know. That's the important thing. She's cooking 30 hours and counting. Oh dear. Well, by that time you should see a video out on what builds I would suggest for her, so... That's the hope, that's the plan. I might do another half an hour on this stream, because I do want to be able to script write and everything like that, so... Points. Take that down. Up this. Go for those weak points. Blue, there we go. Oh dear. This build works a little bit easier if we have the doggo. I do feel like we're doing a lot of damage with this. I think we've hit over a bill. I think we have. Anyone want to take any guesses before I open up the screen? I'm hoping for 1.1 bill, I think. $1.2 bill. I mean, You only get slightly more than that if you're playing as Reaper 1.3. Yeah, I mean, we're close. I mean, you see those kind of damage numbers for Serenas, so... Wow. And we're doing more support as well. Because we'll be applying the debuff for incoming damage and everything like that. So we're actually helping out the team as well as doing some decent damage ourselves. That's not too bad. I'm alright with that. And we're not even fully geared up either. I'll take that. So true look at the time. Kind of want to get some dinner done. Didn't do much. So I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the content explanation. Keep up the good work. See you around. Yeah, absolutely, not a problem whatsoever. Thanks so much for stopping by, Silent Hunter. And yeah, keep an eye out for the build guides that are going to be popping up this week. Going to be once we've got all this testing done and everything like that, and I'm happy with all my findings. I'll be covering every single one of these new builds and all that kind of thing that have been recently buffed up. So got a lot of stuff to look forward to. So enjoy your dinner and. Hopefully catch you around some point soon. Reaper just did 700 mil with my Nell. Is that with your skill build Nell as well? That's yeah, I'm happy. Happy with that. Let's head on over to here. Let's see if we can get some nice collectibles and all that kind of thing. It's good to see that we do actually have more options for wall crusher now. Boss build skill, yeah. Yeah, fair enough then. So we got 3 of these. Let's go. I have no idea what any of those are. Fantastic. Ooh, got a gold. Hmm. I'm pretty sure I had a double gold power beyond at one point. Where's that now gone? Yeah, that's fine, doesn't matter. Yeah, it does not matter. That's fine. So if we call this one... Call it wall crashing. Take that one off for Abyss. What did I have in here? I can't remember. Dangerous ambush, wasn't it? There we go. And then I can swap back and forth as to what I need. Cool. I'm happy we figured that one out today. So before we disappear, I'm gonna quickly show you something fun that I'm gonna be coming up with for... Oh, it's just talk. I thought you said join for a second. I was like, hold on. What's that? So something fun I've been working with now that we've got the new trigger mods is that Enzo can be a crit version of Glay now, which is kind of nutty. So you'll notice that if we swap on over to Perforator, for example, and we check what we got here. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. You'll notice that Perforator, for example, has a 34% critical hit firearm rate. If we activate our skill 1, this is the wrong build, I've just realised. There we go. If we activate our skill 1, that will put us up to 83.398. And if we activate our skill 4, that'll put us up to... It should put us up to 93. Wait. Oh, is it multiplicative? That's fine. That's fine. Either way, 93%. So we're basically there. The real cool factor about this, though, is going to be the new trigger mod. And just to give you an idea as to how strong that actually is, here's Deathstalker. We'll activate that. Tactical acceleration. Now, of course, that's obviously ideal circumstances, but because you're going to be in a shield build anyway with Enzo, technically means that you should be able to carry as Enzo inside of a Deathstalker now. So yeah, it's kind of a fun interaction I found. But look, I mean, I haven't tried it yet, so this one's going to be a new test for both of us. But I'm just going to test this theory.
Here comes a big one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. This should get even crazier, in theory, if we use... the last dagger. This is chill. We could try that one.
I love the smell of fresh rounds. Intercept successful.
So this one trigger mod has now basically made Enzo insane. It gets stupider if you want to go a little bit further. So you know, obviously this is like your firearm stuff and everything like that. That was with electric rounds, by the way. So if I took that off and put that onto chill, which is matching what the gun actually can do, do that, activate that. It should go even faster. Yeah, there we go. So, so Last Dagger just now got even more buffed, which is insane. So we have all that. So obviously Perforator's a fantastic option. We have Last Dagger, and then you got Restored Relic, which that's a lot of rockets, because you've got this as well as this attached. You now have a 64% critical hit rate Restored Relic, which means in theory you should be able to build into multi-hit as well as crit with this gun now, and just absolutely decimate things. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Enzo now. Enzo's in theory should be really good to be able to take into purge to be able to take into boss fights now, everything like that. So there's a lot of good stuff going on with him. Basically anything that had like a tiny little magazine is now massively buffed. So I haven't tried it with Python yet. I am kind of curious to try it with Python. Oh, also, if you are going this route, do it with 2-piece ballistic tracker, so you get even more weak point damage as well. But yeah, if you go Python, go inversion reinforcement, take toxic. This in theory should get a little bit crazy. I don't even have a duration up on this reactor. Even better. Hold on. Skill down, cure duration up. Even better. So yeah. Don't know who's weak to. I haven't tested this just yet, so if this doesn't go right, then that will be the reason why. But I'm curious because he wasn't weak to firearms, if I remember. Sorry, he wasn't resistant to firearms. Let's give it a go. Ah, almost. To be fair, if the weak point was a little bit easier. Is there a better weak point that we can use? Yeah, there is.
This'll change the game.
What crit rate's this on?
I love the smell of fresh.
Now, I think there's ways to improve this even further, because if you use your skill 1, it's only active for the first magazine. But then if you have Firing Fiesta, it doesn't really kind of work on general rounds, for example. But if you have it on... And this was the one that I first tried out on. Where are you? There you are. And if we swap this to fire rounds. This was the first one I wanted to try it with. Now, I mean, Ice Maiden was always just like massively resilient to shots, so it's probably not going to be the best one to be able to show this off on. But good old gluttony here. So we're already at 38%, right? Now we're up to 93%, so we're taking full advantage of everything here. I think we've got spray and pray, so as soon as we land that critical hit, we're not going to be consuming those rounds, so we'll have that boost for even longer. And then as soon as we activate this,
Maybe I should switch jobs.
and we should still be... No, we're not. We've gone through it, so that's fine. So yeah, so it's there's some tasty stuff out there now. If I set this to invincibility on,
It's more like this.
that is 231 mil. So a lot going on. A lot going on. So it's up to you as to how crazy you want to go. Now, this does fully depend on getting the right tactical acceleration. The only roll you need to care for is that first one. So if you can get a gold roll on your first one, the better. If you get a blue, it's not going to do anything for you. The reason why is if we... Did I get rid of it? Because if I've got rid of it, then it's going to be difficult to show. Yeah, I've got rid of it. When this was blue, by the time you finish the casting of your skill 4, so this one, the perfect support, it literally left you like 2 to 3 seconds to be able to fire, because it counts as soon as you activate this ability, and you can't seem to cancel this one as far as I'm aware. So the longer duration that you have when it comes to your first roll on this, so 12 seconds obviously is ideal, the better, because you can just fire even more shots and everything like that. So yeah, it's pretty disgusting. It's got a lot of stuff going on. So there's still a lot of testing to be able to go for, but if you wanted to go mobbing, you could go for a crit, multi-hit, restored relic. You've got Perforator, which would be a fantastic gun to be able to use. You've got Greg's, you've got Thunder Cage if you want to try that. You've got Albion Cavalry Gun, just in case you wanted to just like absolutely laser and crowd control everything that exists. Trying to think what other things you could probably get away with. You know, Python's got a ridiculous fire rate, so you could actually go into that. Malevolent is probably a good shout as well, because you would just be literally putting cogs left, right, and centre. Last Dagger is up there. One that I probably haven't tried, and that's because I haven't fully built out my Peacemaker, is if you do get this up to max stacks, and then you get to like the burst fire mode and everything like that, how that kind of behaves, it probably would be fine. It probably would actually trigger it properly. But that's that. If you've got your Excava built up for a minigun setup, so you have your so you have your triple fire rate cores in there, also in really good shout as well. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff right now. So trying to think, is there anything left in here? Probably not. I mean, you know, you've got your shotguns potentially that could do something, but yeah, those are probably going to be your best shouts. So yeah, so that's something I'm currently working on. So that'll be one of the build guides that will come like further down the line and stuff like that. But that's something I'm currently messing about with. So yeah, I've got a lot of good stuff to be able to mess about with now. You know, I've got Ajax that I want to try out with. This one, just to see if that's actually going to be viable as a good mod to be able to go for now. Probably is, to be fair. Is there anything I could probably drop? Maybe amplification control? It feels a bit weird to go away from range, but I suppose range cap still makes the most sense. Probably could get away with maximized conservation, really. So if we went for that and then dropped in that, we need more defense. That's fine, I'll mess about with these rolls because only one's missing it. Weird. Feels like a low amount of defense. Well, that's fine. So I'll probably just save that now, so that saves me no, manage vehicles, that's the one. Save that there. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to be able to mess about with now. There's going to be plenty more build videos to come. The only problem I'm going to face is that Borderlands 4 happens on Friday. So I'm going to have to find a way to be able to mix things in left, right, and centre when it comes to all that. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be some good stuff. So very exciting times. But yes. Right, this is around the time I kind of wanted to wrap it up anyway, so probably about 5 minutes, a bit short, but hey-ho, that'll do for now. But yeah, I can get on with the script writing, hopefully try to get something out this evening, maybe. So yeah, so I'm just going to call it there, but no, this has been great. I really do appreciate you all stopping by, all interacting with me in the chat, you know, just going left, right, and centre with all the builds and ideas and everything that's currently going on, so... And it's good to catch up with you. I do enjoy doing this every single week, just to be able to actually chat with a few of you as well. So, so yeah, so this has been fantastic. I really have enjoyed it. So thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm going to get on with some video stuff and probably cook some dinner and all that kind of thing. And yeah, you'll probably see something released on the channel very, very shortly. So appreciate you all stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next stream. potentially might be doing something, actually, come to think of it, might be doing some stuff on Friday. So you might actually see me on stream for most of the day on Friday, just because I've got it booked off from work. But that'll probably be more Borderlands stuff. Might do a mixture. We'll see. We'll see how the day actually kind of goes. But yes, you'll definitely catch me streaming on Friday at the very latest, if not before then. So, but no, appreciate you all stopping by. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and catch you on the next video. See ya.